Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming here today. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. I like the small audiences. You know why? Because then I can talk to your hearts, talk to your minds. If you have huge audience, then only few people are connecting. Other people lose their connection. So, ladies and gentlemen, after having busy day, so today you worked, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you are now about to hear something about your mind, something about how do you feel stress, how anxiety, how the negative emotions, irritations manifest in our minds. So this is like we are now understanding what is the science behind it. Basically, in our day-to-day life experiences, we don't know how this stress manifests, how this stress comes to our mind. I mean, it comes randomly, depends on the situation, we feel it. Sometimes, you might come across some experiences, like you might have come across that. Sometimes, even though you worked hard, you didn't feel stress. Some days. But some days, even though you have only a few little things to do, you feel like, oh my God, do I have to do these things? Do you have this kind of experience? Mm-hmm. Oh, then that's every time. Yes, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like an art. Art. Mm-hmm. Your stress, a negative emotion is something like an art. You don't know how it's happening. So, art is an art. It's not, there's no science behind the art, right? So, actually, whatever that you feel, negative emotions and your thoughts, basically, your mind is actually not an art. There's a science behind it. There are causes behind it. It's not something manifests, something comes into this world like randomly. Even though you felt like you born randomly, right? There are causes, there are reasons that why you are a human being at this moment, not a dog, right? But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, when we look into the dog's life and our lives, sometimes I have felt that there's no difference. But he's having good life rather than us. He doesn't have to go to work. He doesn't have to go to school, right? We are taking those little creatures to the school, right? Now we have dog schools as well, right? They don't have to do that, but they are having a good life rather than us. Sometimes I think about this. So, but actually, compared to animals, we have special ability. It's not learning. It's not about learning. It's about, ladies and gentlemen, understanding your mind. If I give an analogy for that, you know that in your vehicles, you have detection system. Like, there's a system to detect malfunctions, right? If there's a malfunction in the detection system, who is going to check that?
Garage.
Huh?
Garage.
What?
The garage.
The garage. Yeah. You had to put it in the garage, right? But ladies and gentlemen, in here, our mind is also a detector, right? We also do have a detection system to detect the malfunctions in the detection system. We have an ability like that, but we never use that since we were born.
I love that, my brain. I think it's wired very differently. It definitely doesn't pick up the detection.
yeah. What I'm telling you, like you know that now you perceive what I'm saying, right? You know, if there's a problem in the perception, how do you know that there's a problem in the perception? We don't know. Because everyone feels in the same way, then we think, okay, this is normal. But if everybody has a problem, nobody knows it. This is where wisdom, this is why you need wisdom. This is why you need a teacher who found something, who realized that, to show you that there's a problem within you. That is why I changed my, I was a chemist back then, and then I came across a talk on YouTube. It's a monk who's giving a talk, and then I was interested about that because I'm a scientist. I was a scientist those days. Now I'm also a scientist, but not a scientist who mixes chemicals in the outside, but mixing thoughts in the mind. Because of that, we have found, from my teachers, I have realized there's a problem within me, and also everybody else also have this problem. That is the root cause of negative emotions. This is why we name this session as mindful awareness. It's not mindfulness. Have you come across mindfulness? Yes. In mindfulness, you are mindfully about what you are doing. Right? In mindful awareness, you are mindful about what's going on, not you are doing, what's going on within you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a meditation, but it's a meditation. What you're doing right now is that meditation. You don't have to close your eyes, you don't have to walk, you don't have to, isolate yourself from the society. No, what you can do is just listen this, then you will realize what's going on within you. It's like a science. Do you remember when you were learning mathematics or science, like chemistry? You study things in the school, in the classroom, and then you go inside to the lab to do the experiments to prove to yourself, okay, this is what teacher has told you, right? To prove yourself. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, our laboratory and the classroom both are in the same venue now. Because we all have minds. You have a mind, you have a mind, you have a mind, and you all have mind. At the same time, I also have a mind. Right? We are talking about the mind. At the same time, we can apply these theories into your mind and my mind at this moment. We don't have to go to the lab later. Because those in science, our chemicals are in the laboratory, we are learning things in the classroom. But in here, our experimental procedures and all the equipments are within us, with us. Do you understand that? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I need your 110% attention. Can you give me that? Not 100%. And also, you need to be like a child. What's that? Yes, you need to be like a child means you need to be very receptive. It's like you are teaching the children, right? Kids. You are teachers. Now here, you are not teachers. Who are you? You are the children. Only for this 1.5 hours, let's be like a child, okay? Right? This is the kindergarten. You might feel that. Because, ladies and gentlemen, since we were born, we haven't studied about our mind. We didn't know about what's going on. Nobody told you, why do you feel negative emotion? Why do you feel irritation? How do you feel that, stress? How does the stress arise in the mind? We didn't know that. It's like we are using an instrument without knowing it. It's very dangerous Those days I remember when something happened, when we brought an instrument to the lab. First thing first, what we are doing is reading the safety operating procedures and establishing the training sessions, how to do it. But when you were born, nobody told you that you have a mind, right? This is the way to operate it. Welcome to the human world, and this is the way to operate it. No, you start using your mind, and your mom and dad also what? They also didn't know that what's going on with them. They also felt stress and anxiety, depression, addiction, everything. If you don't have stress, if you don't have negative emotions, if you don't have anxiety, depression, that means you are happy, isn't it? What do you think? If you don't have something void within your mind, if you don't have a mental pressure within your mind, that means you are happy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. For example, let's say when I say I want something to eat, that means I am hungry, which means you are an angry man. If you are hungry, then you are angry. Isn't it? Hungry man is an angry man. That means there's a void, there's a suffering, there's a pain, there's a mental pain arise within the mind. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why you are searching for happiness. You are searching for happiness. Why you are searching for happiness? Because you are suffering. You all have suffering. Each and every moment there's a mental pressure arise within the mind. Because of that, you don't feel the happiness within yourself. You are now searching for it. I'm flipping you upside down, huh? Let's see. Because what you have been perceiving is, I am searching for happiness. Okay, let me see. When you are going to do something, let's say you want to travel somewhere. Why are you traveling? As a leisure, right? To see. Let's say you go to Spain. Why do you go there? To escape. To escape from here, right?
Not necessarily here.
So every day, right? Yeah. You go there to feel, the pleasure, the happiness, peace, inner peace, satisfaction. Something like that? Yeah. How come if Spain contains the happiness, the people in the Spain are coming to the London? There's no, every plane, right? There are passengers. There are tourists. Because I went to Basel, right? The other day. There were people on the return and the other way, right? That means all the people are traveling everywhere. How come if happiness is there in one place, the people who live in that place are now visiting other places to be happy? Let's say you go to Australia. I came from Australia, right? People are traveling to Australia to visit Australia, to see beautiful beaches and all these things. People in Australia, they are traveling to Europe, London, to see the beauty in there. If beauty lies in the sceneries or the places, then everybody should experience that beauty, that the pleasant nature that you feel, right, in there. But the thing is, people who live there, they don't experience it. This is the problem.
Is that because they're seeing it every day, so they take it for granted?
You take it for granted. You don't you don't question it. How do you feel it?
Well, you don't.
Yeah. No, we don't.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem here. Yeah. Then you go blind eyes and you keep searching for it. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, let's say you had something that is delicious, right? How many, okay, you had something over there, right, just now. Let's say, I heard that somebody, said it's delicious, right, somebody,
Yeah.
okay, right, okay. Can you have everything, every day, all these things? I mean, let's say what you love, let's say the roll or something, can you have it every day, morning, lunch and dinner?
It won't be delicious anymore.
Oh my God. Then, if that thing is delicious, it should give delicious each and every time you have it. Each and every time you have it, it should give delicious. Does it happen like that? No. What's wrong here? My goodness. You know, ladies and gentlemen, nobody makes a cake. You know, nobody makes a cake using an ingredient called happiness. Okay, what are the ingredients to make a cake? Rice? Not rice. We eat rice. Sugar, butter, eggs, flour, water. No, we had milk. Yes, milk, and we had a little bit of vanilla essence or chocolate powder, something like that. Did I add happiness? No? Then how do you say that cake is so delicious and it gives me happy? It makes me happy?
Maybe it's the process of making it that's making you happy, so you know you can eat it afterwards.
No, there's a huge problem here. I'm going to explore it to you, show it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. We feel happiness, but we don't know what is happiness. We sense happiness, we experience happiness, but that happiness, I would call it as pleasure. I'm going to give a new name. I mean, you know that the way that you experience happiness, I would call it as pleasure. The way that I experience happiness, I would call it as happiness. Because I don't need to do anything for happiness. If I'm happy all the time, my happiness is something like this. Your happiness is something like this kid, I hate this. Increase. Oh, relief. Oh my, no, it's other way around. Because of this kid, because of this bloody kid, I'm now happy and I'm stressed. When he left, oh, relief. Oh, thank God. I'm so relaxed. I'm so relieved. You are teachers. You are dealing with very obedient kids or disobedient kids. Because those days I know how I grew up. I'm not an obedient kid. If somebody says go to that way, don't go this way, what I usually do? Why he is saying that don't go this way? There should be something. Because curiosity kills the cat. I go that way and explore what's on there. So your happiness is like tung, 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 tung. It's like a roller coaster. Ladies and gentlemen, this roller coaster happiness, we can name it as pleasure. The constant happiness, we can call it as happiness. Agree? I'm going to show you how to overcome, how to come from here to here. This understanding, this understanding that you are gaining today, right? That understanding is the driving force to come here. It's not you have to do something. Because, we are ignorant about our mind. We are ignorant about our happiness. We are ignorant about how do you feel things, feelings. Right? We are ignorant about the perception. Do you understand that? We are ignorant about perceiving, the perception. Because of that, you are now having this ride. When you understand, when you realize, that realization liberate yourself from this roller coaster ride to some inner peace. This is what we call mindful awareness. Now you are aware about your mind. It's like awareness of awareness. You understand that? Awareness of awareness. Awareness of happiness. Awareness of pleasure. Awareness of suffering. Got it? Are you clear with this right now, up to now? Because I am not going to talk about something in this board. Even though I am using a board, don't apply to the board. Think about your life experiences. I am not talking about the board. I am talking about your mind, yourself. Not only yourself, sir, but also everybody. That's why I'm trying my best to look everybody's face. Got it?
Do you remember the question, right?
Yes.
So if you apply science to this, right? Science says you have to have ups to have downs, and you have to have downs to have ups. And then you get the squiggly line.
If we can understand why this is happening, that understanding converts this to this.
Okay. I'm with you.
That understanding converts this to this. You don't have to do anything, okay? See? Just listen, that's all you have to do. And contemplate. The question here is, ladies and gentlemen, even though when we were born, everybody that we met, they were talking about happiness is actually attached to these objects, places, whatever the materials, isn't it? Happiness, what you feel happiness. Right? People love oranges. So orange gives me happiness. But the thing is, none of these electrons, protons, neutrons gives you happiness. Does electrons gives you happiness? Protons gives you happiness? Neutrons gives you happiness? No. What do you have here? An orange or electrons, protons, neutrons? Ladies and gentlemen, if you come closer, I'm a chemist, so I'm using some science as well, hint of science. Right? Hint of honey, something like that. So this is something, an object that is made out of what? Electrons, protons, neutrons. That means, ladies and gentlemen, none of the electrons, protons, neutrons can give you happiness. At the same time, this object, which is the combination of that whole thing, cannot give happiness because they are neutral. They don't contain happiness. That's why some people love something and the others hate the same thing. Do you like chocolate? Who doesn't like chocolate? See, that's one. Then you know that when somebody say, I don't like chocolate, huh? People are, don't you? Are you insane? Chocolate? Because we think what we feel is the same thing that everyone feels. Isn't it? We have an idea what we feel should feel everybody. That's the wrong idea we have. We have an idea what we feel is coming from that chocolate. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing comes from the chocolate. Chocolate is a chocolate is a chocolate which is a bunch of atoms. It's very, 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 very neutral. Later in this talk, I'll prove that. Let me explain first how did you feel this roller coaster thing? Okay? Now what happens here? Even though it is neutral, if we start to think that that thing gives me happiness, now what happens? Now you are searching for happiness because of that. Do you feel happy or now suffer? When you have a wanting in your mind, when you want something desperately, in that moment, are you happy or are you sad?
I'm expecting.
When you have expectation, like you are expecting something, are you in a peaceful mind or are you in a stressful mind? Stressful mind. Whether like let's say, think about this. If you have an exam, are you at peace? If you have, do you have some? You don't have exams. You are setting up the exams, right? Do you have exams as well?
Yeah, we have exams.
Oh, you have exams. Teachers also have exams. That's interesting. Right? If you have, let's say you have to submit a report about the child. There's a deadline. How do you feel? Ooh, I'm happy? No. That's the moment you start to feel your pressure, mental pressure goes to the maximum. Right? Let's say somebody eats something that you really, really love. Are you okay with that, or do you need that thing to have it here? Somebody is experiencing something you really, really, really wanted. You wish, right? If I have it.
Depends if they've left me any.
Huh?
If they've eaten the only one, then I might be upset.
They won't be upset.
No, I would be.
You would be upset.
If someone was eating something that I love and it was the only one,
Yes.
I think I'd feel a bit upset.
Upset, yes.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit? You might request now, right? Because why are you requesting? Is it because you need, or because of that now your pressure builds up in the mind? Now you don't know what to do. What you have to do is you just want it. After you have wanting, there's nothing to do. You just have to either bear it or do it. Right? Perform. In those days I remember when I was driving, right? When it goes next to the KFC or something, right? Sometimes the car wheel, the steering wheel, it rotates automatically. No, it rotates. It turns, and when you enter to the that drive-through, then you can't come out. Now you have to buy hook or crook. Now you have to buy something. It's like there's a monster controlling you. Go, move, because you can't tolerate it. There's a pressure builds in the mind. You order something from Amazon. Now you are waiting for that. Waiting is something you hate, isn't it? Wait is hate. Right? When you are waiting for something, then sometimes you thank Amazon delivery driver as well, right? If he didn't deliver it on right time, you might thank for their mothers and fathers as well sometimes. Those days I remember when I was doing Deliveroo. Do you have Deliveroo in UK? Yes, in Australia also we had. Right, when I was doing my PhD as a part-time job, I was doing Deliveroo as well. Those days, right? If I get delayed, then how I can see how face looks like. It's because, ladies and gentlemen, when you order something that you really, really wanted, it's not because of hunger. It's not because of hungry this happens, because you desperately want. Now your mental pressure arises. You're mentally now retarded. You're mentally now, there's a pain, there's a pressure that you don't want to live with that. You need to get it off as quickly as possible. Do you understand that? That's the reason now you scold others. That's the reason you always blame others. That's the reason you point your finger towards others. But the thing is, how many fingers to point towards you? Only one there, one God. This is God. This is the person, and there are three causes. 3 fingers are pointed towards you. Do you understand that? Actually, your anger, your pain, your suffering is not truly because of the others outside, but there are causes because of the inside, your mentality. There's a problem in the mind. That is what we have to understand. Right? Okay. Now think about, let's go back to the story. Now think about the moment that you're waiting for something. Are you feel happy or are you feel upset? Upset means pressure, mental pressure. You have vexation in your mind. That's the best word. Vexation. Desire. Right? You have that desire to bring that thing to you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so funny. You know what? Let's draw a graph of mental pain. This axis is mental pain and this is the time. See, I'm talking about science, isn't it? Science always uses graphs. Now what happens? When you wanted something, mental pressure increases. You Google it, you check the YouTube reviews, open, what is it? Unboxing videos, reviews, check it again, and then 20% off, 40% off, 50% off, oh my God, fear of missing out. Have you come across these things? Yes. Boxing Day or something. Special days, special Black Friday sales. Okay, now what happened? Now you can't tolerate. Now you buy it. Now after this increases again. Why? The delivery driver has to deliver it. Now you're waiting, you are checking the phone. Now what happened? When you receive it, what happened to this mental pressure? Now let's say the mental pressure is 100. Now 90. From 0 to 90. Now what happened to the mental pressure when you receive it? Let's say now you're getting the Amazon box or whatever the box. Now you can see it's in front of you, your apartment. When you open the door, you have it. Now what happened?
One of two things. Either it goes down because you're excited, or it goes up because it might be wrong.
Nice. If it is the wrong parcel, it goes up, right? And if it is the right parcel, oh, thank you very much. And you open it. When you open it, now you get the thing. As a result of that, ladies and gentlemen, now what happened? This mental pressure reduced suddenly. There's a sudden drop of that pressure. Shall I tell you a secret? This is something you felt as happiness. Relief. It's not the happiness. The pressure you had, what happened to the pressure you had? Drops. Mental pressure you had drops. As a result of that, now you start to experience what? Relief. The funny thing is, that box didn't give that, isn't it? Does that box give that relief? Or the object, whatever that you order? Does it contain that relief? No. It didn't contain any relief, ladies and gentlemen. These are a bunch of atoms. It has colors and everything is there, but it's neutral. Now what happened here, because of this relief that you experience, now it is dear to you. It is very near to you. What dearest to you, nearest to you, always, you love them. Now you try to protect it, you keep it up to some time. Then, do you feel the same feeling? Do you remember that when you first buy your phone, you try to protect it, and after some time what happened? You throw the phone when you get angry. Do you have the same satisfaction, happiness with your phone right now? Those days that you had when you first buy that phone, when you first bought that phone? No. That means, ladies and gentlemen, what happened there is that phone didn't give you happiness. Now what happened? Now you are not vexing for the phone because you feel that phone is with you. You are not there's no vexation for the phone. Mentally you are not under pressure for the phone. You have some amount, but it releases because you have it, you have it, I have it. You get the thought that I have it. Do you have kids? If you have kids, if they behave the way you want, how do you feel? You're my best son. If they behave not the way you want, my goodness, how now you shout at them. Ladies and gentlemen, this happens because of now there's a wanting in your mind. As a result of that, now you are expecting something, right? Then when that kid is behaving according to the way you want, you get the relief, right? Then you are so insane to project that relief on top of that boy. You think that boy is giving you happiness. How come if boy is giving you happiness, the other times boy is giving you suffering as well? That means there's a huge problem here. When advertisements, a lot of advertisements in the society, they say, okay, if you want happiness, this is the way to find it out. How? Buy this product. Now what happened? You go behind, you see this advertisement again and again. When you roam around, YouTube and Facebook or whatever, TV, you see this advertisement again and again. Then what happened, ladies and gentlemen? When you go through the aisles of Tesco, then you can see that product. Then you get some small relief. As a result of that, you think that product is giving you that relief. Now what happened? Your left hand goes to that aisle and the rack and take that thing into your cart. But the thing is, go back to your wardrobe, whatever the clothes you have. How many clothes you have? Are you wearing those things? Sometimes you don't remember that you bought it, right? Those days I remember I also had a wife back then, and we both went to become a monk, and when we were packing up things to go to this monastery, we were counting how many shoes we had. Only 2 foot. 12 pair of shoes, my goodness. People are hoarding things, ladies and gentlemen, because they are projecting their happiness is coming from the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, happiness is not coming from the outside, ladies and gentlemen. Happiness is coming actually from the inside. You are suffering not because of the object or product. You are suffering because you have an idea that thing gives me happiness. Cake gives me happiness. The cake is delicious. Spain is beautiful. I don't know whether it's beautiful or not, okay? Sorry. See, when I say, yeah, beautiful. No, Spain, beauty lies in the beholder's eye. Have you heard that? Those days I remember when my mom, I lived in Australia, my home country Sri Lanka. when I traveled to Sri Lanka after spending 2 years in Australia when we were doing PhD, like she hugged me in the airport arrival. She hugged me and she kissed me, and when we go to home, she cooked all the meals that I loved. Right, first day only. Second day, third day, the gradually the amount of meals is reducing. After 30 days, now she's asking, when are you going back? Ladies and gentlemen, it's because absence makes the heart grow fonder. Do you understand that? Because in the absence, because you want that thing, now mental pressure arises slowly when you're thinking about it. And then, whew, this is what my mom has felt. I also felt. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, when you're having something delicious that you think, first bite, you feel the happiness to the maximum. Second bite, third bite, fourth bite, and when it goes to the end, do you feel the same way, or you are now eating because you spend some pounds? Now you are enough, right? It's enough for your body. Now you feel it's a waste because I spend 19 pounds to this. Let's say you bought something. Now you are eating because of that. You don't feel that pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, my ask of you is, when you are doing a job, when you are doing your job, when you are treating to these kids, please be mindfully aware that this job or your action won't give you happiness. It's actually neutral. Your problem is not a problem to your mind. Whatever the physical problems you have, outside problems, you know that when you are doing things, day-to-day activities, you have a lot of problems, things to do, don't you? These problems cannot bring stress, anxiety, depression into your mind. Problem is not a problem to the mind. Problem is the problem to solve by using, everybody gets together, have to solve that problem. That's something completely different to the mental problem. Mental problem comes because you want to feel the relief. Because you have an idea, wrong perception, ladies and gentlemen, wrong perspective actually, wrong view, that pleasure or happiness can be found by doing a job.
Is the answer not to work then?
No. No.
That bring me happiness.
No. As a human being, you have to do your duties and responsibilities to the society. I'm not talking about that. I didn't ask you to stop anything. I'm also doing a duty here. I'm teaching you guys. That's what I found. We all are doing duties and responsibilities. I am not saying nobody will bring you food. For me, it's something like I'm getting something from people like who donates. But for you guys, nobody gives you, right? So you have to do something, right? I'm not asking you to stop doing everything and stop doing everything and stay behind your house. No, you have to work for your bread and butter. to keep your boat float, right? You have to find food, you have to find shelter, you have to find some medicine, you have to find some clothes to wear. That's your basic needs. These are not the problems, ladies and gentlemen. These are the things that you have to live. You have to live to find out those things. You have to do a job to find out those things. Agree? Don't do a job to find out happiness, because how come a job can give you happiness? People think money gives you happiness. Money, 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 such a honey. Money, they say that money makes the world go round. There's a song as well, very old song. Thing is, ladies and gentlemen, money is not giving you happiness. Nothing in the outside can give you happiness. That cake is not delicious. This is what you feel is a relief from your mental pressure. Because imagine if you, this is something like, ladies and gentlemen, you want because you like it. You want something because you like it. Why do you like something? Because you think that happiness is what? You project the happiness to that object. This is an this is the idea you have. Idea, you know, idea, not IKEA, okay? Idea you have creates the liking within your mind. As a result of that, that liking develops the wanting. There you have mental pressure. Then you are doing an action to find out that thing, to bring that thing to your life. As a result of that, you feel the relief of relief of pressure, not pleasure. Okay. Do you understand that? But the thing is, mind doesn't know this is how it generates. As a result of that, mind feels, you know, this is the very critical point. Mind feels what mind felt is true. What? Pressure, does it feel that it's a relief of pressure or it's like a happiness? You feel is like a happiness. You feel it's like a satisfaction. You know, some ecstasy, feeling some relief. This is how you feel. You don't feel it as, oh, this is my pain is now relief. No, you don't feel like that. Emotive. Emotive, yes. You feel this happiness. This positively reinforces this idea. Outside world contains the happiness. Because of that, ladies and gentlemen, next moment also, now you are suffering. Do you understand this? This is like a vicious cycle. Each and every moment you indulge in pleasure confirms to you this is pleasurable. As a result of that, now you are desperately wanting. Again, there's a longing, there's a development of longing in the mind. As a result of that, you increase the pressure. There's a pressure builds up. Now you do action to come out of that vexation. As a result of that, there's a relief. Then you think, see, I told you. You know what happened? You also recommend it to others as well. This. When you do that, you know, you are not saying this is a pen that you can use to write it. You're saying what? This? You're now wrapping up happiness to this. You know that the food that you had, they are carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and they are nutritions. Right? Those food are not delicious. They are neutral in delicious. They are. But the thing is, the way that you be, some people love that food because of why? They have likings to that kind of, taste. As a result of that, they are longing for that. I mean, you are not longing for that whenever you don't have it. But within your mind, there's a, ground state of pressure all the time. It's like this, ladies and gentlemen. That do you have gas heaters at your home? Right? The gas heaters, how does it work? If it is not electrical connection, there's a pilot flame always. Pilot flame is always flaming. When you open your hot water or something, then it starts burning out because of the pilot flame. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, each and every moment you have this pilot flame in your mind. You have longing to experience happiness from something. That's why even here you are listening to me. How long you can stay like this? No, see, you change your thing. Either you take something or you it's because of, ladies and gentlemen, we want something. We want to fill our thing. We want to fill our mind by doing something again and again and again and again, because we have a wanting each and every moment because of this wrong idea. This is the spell. This is the curse. This is when you are cleaning, when you are getting rid of this idea out of your mind slowly and slowly and slowly, right? It takes time, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that I can't do within today. When you're listening to these sermons, lectures, when you're contemplating, when you're applying these things to your life experiences, then you start to experience actually nothing in this world is pleasurable. This is the funny thing. When you realize it, right, slowly and slowly, now the pressure, mental pressure you had to experience all of these things goes down completely. Now you don't want to find happiness. You know why? If you don't want to find something to eat, that means you are full, isn't it? Huh? I am hungry. That I want to find something. I want something to eat. That means you are hungry. I want to find happiness. That means you are not happy. Agree? Agree? You are not happy because of what? Because of this wrong idea. Because you have projected happiness from something else. It's like you wear spectacles, right? It's like sometimes you put your spectacles on your forehead, right? And now you're searching for the spectacles. You have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're searching for it. How can you find your spectacles from the outside? Because it's there with you. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, when you practice this, when you realize this slowly and slowly, now what happens? Your wanting reduces. You don't long for something now. As a result of that, now you are happy. You know what? This is the secret to be happy even at your dying breath. When you realize this again and again and again, when you prove to yourself, ladies and gentlemen, that proving to yourself that nothing is pleasurable, happiness is something that it comes within. When you understand this core concept again and again, now what happens? You aware about what's going on. I mean, have you ever felt in this way, or you all, since you were born, you felt that the coffee or something that you eat, or you went to see the beauty, to see the happiness, to feel the pleasure, right? Even from a music, this music, how can this music give you happiness? Huh? This is just a beat. See, this is just sounds, colors, taste, smell, feelings, thoughts, whatever you name it, they are neutral.
It's all about spirit. What the spirit
Spirit, yeah. I mean, your spirit is happy. You were born with a happiness. You were born with happiness. You don't have to search for it. What you are doing is, remember, I'm talking about the intention. I'm not asking you to stop everything. Do you understand that? I'm not asking you to stop doing everything and don't do the job. Huh? I didn't say like that. I'm also working. See what I'm doing now, talking. Every moment, I mean, ask from these organizers. Am I sitting there and doing nothing? No, I have a lot of things to do. I'm not working for money for myself. I'm working to help everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. When you don't have mental vexation within your mind, now this is the only way to help others without thinking about yourself. If you don't suffer, then you can help others. If you suffer, then you have to help yourself to come out of that suffer. Then you are helping others to come out of suffering from others, or you're suffering. You're suffering. You help others to bring yourself out from your suffering. Actually, this is the way to selflessly love others. Selfishly love and selflessly love. This is the selfless love, unconditional compassion, loving kindness. If you can develop this ability by understanding that outside world is not pleasurable, ladies and gentlemen, that understanding will brings you can become a great person in this world. You don't work for yourself, you work for others. Then you become a Salvation Army. You become a part of Salvation Army. Do you understand that? If you love Christians, if you have read Bible, Jesus said, the truth will set you free. This is the truth that sets you free. This is there in the Bible, but it's not. It's in the literal meaning. You can't find it out. It's hidden. When you realize the truth, that realization liberates yourself from suffering. Because you suffer not because of the realization. You suffer because of what? So you suffer because of you don't realize the truth. Because now you are projecting happiness is coming from the external things. Actually, you were born with happiness. You don't have to do for your happiness. If you don't have to do anything for your happiness, then you can work for others. Because you all are good people, ladies and gentlemen. I know the background of this school. You all are very kind-hearted. You are doing a social service. I want you to become a great people. You don't have to suffer at your dying breath because you're giving something essential for this society. You're working for that. That's why I feel you can't imagine how much compassion I feel about you.
I have the compassion because I never had it. I was actually born with a special need. And when I was at school, they didn't have the teachers like they are sitting here now that were able to give me the teaching. So I was being told that I was a naughty child, I was not behaving properly, I wasn't listening, and I was being made to feel smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because I wasn't doing as I was told. And I wasn't doing as I was told because I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand them. So it's lovely when I hear the teachers here talking to the children because I think, I wish I had that.
I just thought you was naughty all the time.
No, I'm just naughty too, but I try and hide that bit, Clive. But I really want, so for me to see that from the teachers, I know there are teachers here, to see the teachers with the children, I sometimes sit there and I just think, I wish as a little one I'd had that teacher sitting one-to-one with me saying, I know.
Earlier, you wish you had before, right?
Yeah, I wish they gave me the teaching that they're giving the children today.
Yes, that's why, madam, we need to understand that you are getting something because you have given. This is the way that you have given.
Yeah, I wanted to give back what I never had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I want you to do this service selflessly, not selfishly. If you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, this will be stress-free. You don't feel stress at your working place, because this working place will be something like a heaven to you. Because now you don't work for happiness, because inside, inherently you are happy. This takes time. This is not an instant 2-minute noodle solution for that problem. You have been practicing this way now millions years, right? Million times now you have practiced in this way. Even though when I am proving to you, you are questioning within your mind, still you feel, but bante, but tero, that is delicious, right? Still, you might still feel that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we need to keep reiterate this again and again and again, and you to prove yourself the reality. Because we are living in an illusion. We don't experience the reality. This is the problem that everybody has in their minds. Go around, everybody is saying, yes, that thing is beautiful. That thing gives me happiness. That thing gives me pleasure. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you felt pleasure. It's like a pen. Whatever the object here that you are bringing to your life, it's like a Panadol. When you have a headache, right? You feel the pressure, right? And when you have a Panadol, what happens? Oh, Panadol gives that happiness. Does that Panadol give happiness? No. How come? Okay, if Panadol gives happiness, now have a Panadol right now. Do you feel happy? No. When you want to feel mom's happiness, mom's loving kindness, you need to be hit by your dad. Right? Then what happened? See, I love you, mom. I hate my dad. Right? You understand that? That means even these postures, right? When you're sitting like this, time to time you change this position, right? Like this. Some relief. If this position gives happiness, stay there forever. No. Sometimes then you start to feel the pressure. Again, you change it. It's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Every moment of your life, you experience this vicious cycle. You are living with this cycle. Every moment, you prove to your mind, yes, what you said is correct. What? That thing gives me happiness. This is so beautiful. Have you come across sometimes, you have seen that art, you didn't feel anything. But when you heard somebody's recommendation, then you'll, yeah. Have you come across this? Not only art, something product, right? You have seen that. But when somebody else that you really, really love, you really, really know, right? Your close friend recommend that product, then how do you feel? I never thought like that. You are right. See? Ideas shapes the perception. Wrong ideas brings the wrong perception. Correct ideas brings the right perception. Do you understand this? This is not something I come here not because I just give a talk and I will go. I want you to follow this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Buddha found. You don't have to become a Buddhist. I am still not a Buddhist. I am a scientist. I am following this around the clock in my life. I don't worship. I don't worship the person Buddha. It's like not a religion, ladies and gentlemen. This is the science behind the mind. When you understand this liberates yourself from suffering. The other day I visited aged care home. People are suffering to the maximum at their dying breath, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to face for that situation, aren't you? Are you ready? You go blind eyes and you don't think about it. This world is a trap. It hides every negative things, and now you are living in that wonderland. But individually you have to face that situation. Agree or not? Agree. But if you realize this, at your dying breath, even though you feel bodily pain, you are mentally at peace. This is the way to rest in peace. Otherwise you can't rest in peace. You can rest in pieces, not in peace. Okay? Right. Thank you very much for listening. And we have, if you want to follow this, and we have YouTubes and sessions, and when you have time, let's say you are listening to music, you can spend some time to listen to this. While you are listening, you are thinking, you are proving to yourself, this is what you have to do. This is why I told you that this is mindful awareness, that what you are doing is a meditation. This meditation, you don't have to calm down your mind, but you have to realize your mind. Do you understand that? Realization cannot be done within yourself because you don't know what to realize, how to realize.
To look at. Need to look out.
Need to understand. You need to associate a teacher. You need to associate somebody understood this. That's what you have done so far. That's why, if you really want, I ask you. We have a email QR code to scan. I think they are doing that. If you can register there, we'll send YouTube talks and stuff that we publish. You can subscribe to those things. And I have a special announcement. I'm coming from a monastery that there are a lot of people there in Sri Lanka. If you want to experience this, like let's say you spend 7 days, you take a holiday, and if you come to our monastery for 7 days, then we can give you free accommodation and everything. We can host you. We can provide everything. We can teach you this. You can practice this.
Could you agree it with the head that we can have the time off?
Huh?
Can you agree it with the head? Head teacher?
Who is the head?
That we can have the
No,
time
no.
off?
I mean, this is something. I mean, when you have holidays, so we are planning a tour, like a retreat tour, in end of this year, December. The Ministry of Nirvana, this organization, they are planning that. It's not we are the teachers, just come here and visiting teachers. But I'm talking behalf of them. So they are planning that. If you're interested, you can have a look there. Otherwise, I want you to follow this. This is something you have to do before the end of this game. Otherwise, I can attest you that you will face the same way that those people I've seen. I mean, they are so innocent, ladies and gentlemen. They don't know what to do now. They lost their time. They have a lot of memories. They keep all the things that belongs to them in that room, and they are looking at them. They're suffering. This is not the life that you want to spend, isn't it? Okay. I have the solution. Not only me. This is Mona Lisa. Da Vinci is there. There are a lot of teachers. There are a lot of people there. It's because of those Da Vinci's I am here. Right? So I want you to understand this slowly. This is something, an introductory session. I will come, when I visit again, I will come to this place. If you have other friends, if you want to organize anything, okay, do that. I'll explain this again and again and again. This is not, this is something very scratch. I didn't explain everything. This is only basic things that I explained. I didn't show you how the orange flavor comes to your mind. It's not coming from here. There's a whole lot of things that we have to discuss. Right? Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for listening. I love this audience. It's a nice audience.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.